Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I am Jason, your host. This is going to be quite a controversial video, but I've never shied away from this kind of thing. Disability benefits has always been on the low side, but it is possible to live on them. It is possible to do more than just survive. In this country, we do get a lot of help. I am officially diagnosed with Bipolar type 2, Autism, and ADHD. I also have a diagnosis of PTSD. I'm in remission from bowel cancer. And I am very grateful for the DWP. As people keep reminding me, my experiences with them is different than others. I've had both bad and good. My wife was also disabled, and my wife died after we were together for 20 years, and most of that she was facing incurable cancer. Me and my wife lived in a small place, a council assisted living bungalow on the other side of the city. At that time, I was on incapacity benefit, and my wife was on PIP. We were on income support. Paola couldn't work. There's no way she could have worked. Her body was slowly being destroyed by the medication keeping the cancer away. We did what we could. I looked after her and she looked after me. But if you're on disability and you don't have enough to eat and you're barely getting by, then there's something wrong. You see, if you're in a rented property, I'm not in a rented property anymore. This is my own place. This was inherited from my mum. I am lucky I'm in a place, my safe space is now mine, and I don't have to worry about that of losing the home. But if I was in a rented property like I was when I was living with Paola on the other side of the city, we got 100% housing benefit. We got council tax benefit. We got so much help. And maybe it was because we actually asked for help and was actually contacted all the places, contacted the CAB, and did all the groundwork to make sure we got put on the priority thingy for our water rates. So we had to pay like £3 a month on water rates and things like that. We got on the priority power thingy, so we got offered other things. And people are going to want to crucify me for saying this, but there is things you can do to make sure that you're okay. I have to manage my bills. I don't have a lot of money. I'm in my backyard now, sitting on this swing seat, and I'm in front of my Steam Deck and my thingy here, and I've got computers in the house, and I've got all those things in there. I've got a really nice phone, but that's a contract phone. I pay per month for that. Nearly everything I've got here, all my mouse, my keyboard, everything, I have sold items in my house to buy other items of technology. This is how it works for me. I don't have any income. I have to live within my means. But I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't go out partying. In fact, I can't function outside my own house and my own garden. If I walked outside my front gate and tried to walk down the street, there's a very good chance I could disassociate and end up on the floor. The only way I leave the house is on the mobility scooter. But I never feel like I don't have enough money at the end of the month. The best way to put it, ever since Paola got ill when she was 21, I had to limit, because at the start they didn't give us anything. I lived on basically nothing except for handouts. The problem is a lot of people who are in this kind of situation, most of our friends and the people we get on with and the people that we're close to are in worse condition than we are. We're very lucky if we've got a friend who actually can help us out, and we don't like to ask for handouts and help. My technology in the house is always on a circular track, because it's part of my coping strategy. I will sell a piece of technology to buy a piece of technology, always thinking about something. It's got to be reliable. It's got to be something that will be useful or keep me sane and help me to deal with day to day. But I don't eat fancy food. I am very intelligent about what I spend. I make sure that I turn all my lights off when I'm not in a room. I don't waste electricity. I use a little tiny bit of solar I've got, and sometimes I'll cook outside on my barbecue because I've got a bag of charcoal. So I'll do that so I don't turn on the cooker. And someone was saying on Twitter that they barely survive on benefits. And I have to wonder why. Because there is lots of help out there if you're on the benefits, if you are disabled, if you should be on there. And most of these people should be on there. And that comes down to two things, I think. The first thing I think is that social services and DWP, unless you've got a good social services worker, and remember, these workers are completely and totally overwhelmed, too many people, not enough staff, not enough training. They're actually motivated to try and get people off the system, not to get them more money. But some of them still help, still do the right thing. The decisions are made from higher up, so the person you talk to on the phone usually doesn't have that much say in the situation. I am lucky in the situation that I am now. A lot of people would say I'm not lucky. A lot of people would say I couldn't live like you. And yet I have limitations. I can't leave the house except on my mobilities. I would love to go visit my friends. I'd love to go walk in the park. I'd love to go to the local shop. I'd love to walk down the street. I'd love to have a job. I'd love to go out each day and earn. But my disabilities mean that those are all impossibilities. They're not hard, they're actually impossibilities. There's, but there is help out there. And I always wonder to myself, why aren't these people getting help? And I do think some of it is because the information isn't given out. And then I also realize that a lot of people like me are too tired to fight for what's theirs. Same thing happened to me. I should really be on higher level of mobility, not the standard level, but the PIP do this thing where if you're on their benefit system on the PIP, personal independence payment, they will offer you the minimum that they have to. And if you want to go for the higher rate, you've got to go to a tribunal. But they always put in the letter that if you go to tribunal, what we've offered you now may be discounted and you might not get nothing. And for people who are already worn out, already at the end of their tether, a lot of them just accept what they're given, like I did in that situation. I had to buy myself a mobility scooter myself, which is a good thing because it means that I don't have to worry that if they take my PIP away, they can take my vehicle away. Realized with my therapist why I love this seat so much. This swing seat is basically a form of stimming, of stimulus for my autistic brain. I love sitting out here in the backyard. I love just spending time here. The doggy's relaxing on his little bed on the floor in the sun. But yeah, I think there needs to be more support in getting people what they should be on. And by that I mean, how can I put it? People on disability need to be taught what they can get. The people at the benefit system need to tell them what they can get, and then they need to be helped to actually get on the system. Because those that really need it, those that are stuck in their home, that are stuck in all of this, and they deserve help. I am very lucky. I am very, very lucky that because of, how can I put it? Oh, sorry, quite tired. Disabled people are usually worn out. We don't have savings. We don't have a backup amount of cash or something to go on. So, I don't know. Anyway, take care of yourself. Part of me also, I almost got so distracted then and I forgot I was recording. And I was about to open a web page and just wander off, and because my brain had thought about a new plug socket that I want to get for a new set of USBs to go between these old style ones and my new style of thingy. My brain just shifted off in that direction while I was doing this video. So take care of yourself. This is Jason for the Weather Channel.